Hi everybody! Today I want to speak a little bit about collaboration and to really celebrate all those amazing pictures that you've been posting online and in the colouring gallery. For me, I see every book as a collaboration and it's my job to draw those black and white outlines, but those pictures aren't complete until you've brought them to life with colour. So it's really weird for me to see the finished book, in bookstores and on the internet, because to me it's only half done. We need to work together and teamwork makes the dream work. And then, once you've added your colour and brought those images to life and fully rendered them, that's for me when the process is complete. Let's dive in, and I want to share with you some of the amazing pictures that I've seen in the colouring gallery this morning. So these are some of my top picks that have been uploaded to the colouring gallery recently. First of all, we have this one by Marilia. And it is insane. She's done this with watercolour pencils, but I'm guessing she hasn't added the water to them because the paper doesn't look kind of all bumpy and buckled. I would say don't use paint or actual water in the colouring books because the paper's just not absorbent enough to handle it. But you do get really beautiful effects from those watercolour pencils. I love the way she's done this. It just looks so... I guess the word is not tactile, but it just looks like you want to touch it. It's got real sense of texture to it, and just so delicate, really beautiful. Next up, we've got this one of Secret Garden by Anne. I love these ones where people add in their own bits to the artwork. So she's put this beautiful little fairy touching that butterfly in the middle. It's just so clever. I see a lot of that on Instagram where people add additional characters or their own little parts of drawings into the drawings, into the compositions. And it's just it's crazy. It's like Consequences, that game where you write a little bit, then fold it over and pass it on to the next person. They write a little bit more, and at the end you unfold it and you've got this big long story. That's how I feel with these drawings. I just imagine that as a circle, and she's turned it into this beautiful little fairy. I love it. So cool. Lovely colour palette as well. Lovely. This one by Jesslyn is The Secret Garden Owl. What I like about this is that I never anticipated it being drawn, or coloured should I say, with that black background. And it's so clever. She's drawn like a big yellow, I guess, moon in the background. I'm assuming it's the moon. And those little white flecks look like a smattering of stars. I think it's so pretty. And she's used Colleen colour pencils. I don't know that brand. I'm going to need to look them up. But they look really vibrant and poppy. I love that. Here we've got Dawn's Hoverfly from Enchanted Forest with Prismacolor Premier pencils. Quite a lot of people like Prismacolors. I think they look lovely in this one. I love the beautiful blending, the really sort of delicate touch that she's used. But then, alongside those sort of lighter shades of blue and yellow, there's the really dark, opaque black. Just think it's gorgeous. It looks like enamel. I could barely say that word. Enamel jewellery, like a little beautiful brooch or something. Gorgeous. This one is by Andrea, and she's just said she uses W.H. Smith, which I assume means W.H. Smith pencils. And maybe it's their own brand. I used to be a Saturday girl in W.H. Smith, so they do have their own range of stationery, I know that. But I'm not sure exactly what pencils, but these are lovely. And I like the way how she's used two different sort of colour palettes for each side, but they all sit really beautifully together, like very harmonious. And I love those leaves. I like the way they're darker, right at those edges at the tips. It makes them look really 3D. Gorgeous. Love it, love it. Joshua's Lost Ocean. I like this because he's used Triplus fibre, colour fibre tip pens. Now the colours don't have the finest nibs, so that must have been really difficult. He's done such a good job. And I like that it's really bold and graphic, and I think with pens, they're sort of all or nothing. It's not like with colouring pencils where you can be tactile and be quite delicate. With pens, it's either there or it's not. So I like this. I think it's really energetic and vibrant. It's great. Ellen's Secret Garden. I love this because it's like different colour palettes all in the one picture, but they all work together. And just the way that like that turquoisey green duck egg kind of background sort of melts into the yellow, which melts into the pink background, like that's so clever, and I would never have considered doing that. I think it's a really lovely way to base the images so they're not just on the white or cream paper. It gives the image a really nice foundation. Lovely, Ellen. This one is Yvonne's Love Heart. I like this because it's like rainbow, it's so happy, and she's been really clever with her colour palette and started off with the reds at the top and then flowed it down through sort of yellows and greens into the blues, and then right at the bottom it's the purpley sort of lilac colours. And I really like that she's done a background as well, because again I think putting in a background just helps give the drawings a foundation, I guess, so they don't look like they're just floating on the page, you know, they're very solidly there. And Yvonne's used Prismacolor pencils again. Really pretty, love it. Now this one by Gemma is a bit of an odd choice, I think. I think some people will be like, what? She's like left loads of white paper. But I really like that. I think, you know, it's up to you how to finish the drawings. And I love the really bold simplicity in this. And Gemma's just used 2 colours of pen, Staedtler fine liners. And it's a bit like a, not a yin and a yang. Yeah, a bit like a yin and a yang. That's what I'm looking at. And I like that she's just picked out certain details and been like really bold and just saying, no, that's it, finished. I'm not going to sit for days and days and colour in all these little bits. I just want to pick out certain details and leave the rest really simple. And just as I like black and white, I think this, I guess, fuchsia and turquoise, maybe duck egg palette works really beautifully. Really clever, Gemma. Really like that. This one is by, now it's either Cherry or Sherry. I'm really sorry, whichever you are, but you've done a lovely colouring picture. It just says colour pencils and Tri-Plus fine liners, so I'm not sure which pencils, but I guess what you're doing here is laying down the colouring pencil first and then going in over it and adding the detail with the fine liners, which is what I would do. Very clever. It means that you can have sort of a textured, gradiated background, like in those leaves on the sort of top right, just below where the owl's peeking out, but then work back into it with the pen and add lots of detail. Super pretty. Really like this one. Now this one, oh, it's the same image. I didn't even notice that when I was picking them, but how clever. It doesn't, is it the same? Yeah, it's the same. I just had to double check. It looks so different. This one, Nathalia has gone to town with her like choice of materials. I'm going to read this out. Orange ink drawing, coloured pencils, Faber-Castell, Happy Time, Crayola, Bic, multicolour and mapped. I also use glitter gel pens for some details. You know, like use all the stationery. I totally approve those choices. This is ace. I love that the orange background makes it look so different. I love how vibrant the colours are. I love that she's got blue and purple leaves. Why not? And I just think it looks so different to the previous one, which was also so pretty. And it just really shows how your choice of colour palette and materials really distinguish the drawings. And I love that I never see the same picture twice. And last up, we've got this one by Terrie, which is a crazy Lost Ocean image. And Terrie hasn't told me what pens and pencils have been used, but I think this must be colouring pencil. It's just, yeah, that little bit in the middle is so vibrant, but towards the edges, I think you can sort of pick out the texture of the paper. But this is insane. The detail on this image is so tight that I didn't think people would colour it like this. I assumed people would, you know, use one colour for multiple sections, but Terrie has like totally got into all those tiny little details and the symmetry is perfect. It's just amazing. I wonder how long this took. Weeks, I would anticipate. So great work. And that's it. So those are some of my favourites. It's so super difficult to pick which ones to highlight because, you know, everything's good for its own special, unique reasons. So if you've got some pictures you want to share online, don't forget to upload them to the colouring gallery or put them on social media. I will say for things like this, it's so much easier for me to get them off the colouring gallery than it is on social media, just because of the way Facebook and Instagram let you tag images and pull them off. So the colouring gallery is a really easy way for us to interact with you and to get your name as well. I don't want to put something on that we don't credit you for. And I guess as well, like, one question I've been asked lots is, does it make me nervous to put my artwork out there kind of unfinished and to leave it in the hands of all these people to complete? And the honest truth is, no, it's super exciting, and I feel so honoured and blessed to have this opportunity to essentially collaborate with millions of people across the world that have the most incredible imaginations and skills and talents, and who use colour palettes that I could never even dream of. So, you know, thank you for this crazy adventure that we're all on together. It's been an amazing year, and I can't wait to see what we work on together in 2016. Alright, thanks everybody, take care, keep colouring, bye!